Originally a purposely built factory town, conceived on routine, the city of Lowell today is anything but cookie cutter. We are resilient, creative, rich in history, culture, and the arts. We are generations of hard workers and fresh thinkers. We are a mix of trolley tracks and the mighty Merrimack. A chance to eat, see, experience something new, and feel right at home. Welcome to Lowell, Massachusetts. Welcome to episode 3 of our video series, Lowell Current. I'm City Manager Tom Golden. Water and how we use it has been vital to Lowell since the city was founded. In this episode, we will talk about the Lowell Regional Wastewater Utility, how it operates today, and what the future holds for collecting and managing used water in the city of Lowell. This is Duck Island, home to the Lowell Regional Wastewater Utility. This facility plays a crucial role in maintaining the environmental, health, and well-being of our community. Duck Island treats an impressive average of 32 million gallons of water per day. The overall capacity of the plant is up to 110 million gallons of water per day during peak periods. As the 5th largest treatment facility in Massachusetts, this facility serves more than the city of Lowell. It also provides essential services to our neighboring towns of Chelmsford, Dracut, Tewksbury, and Tingsboro, benefiting approximately 180,000 people. The utilities work doesn't stop at the plant. There are over 290 miles of sewer and stormwater pipe that lead back to the Duck Island and local waterways. The utility maintains this extensive collection system, ensuring its efficiency and reliability. Over the past year, the utility completed over 100 system repairs and installed 63 monitoring sensors throughout the city, enhancing the ability to monitor the entire system in real time and make more informed, data-driven decisions. To further support our capabilities, and thanks to funding from the American Rescue Plan Act, the utility acquired new equipment, including a pipeline assessment vehicle and inspection cameras. This equipment enables the utility to perform in-house mainline sewer inspections. These inspections are crucial for maintaining our sewer systems and preventing emergencies. Sewer inspections send guided video cameras into the large sewer pipes and other infrastructure to identify problems with the system before an emergency takes place. A problem with the sewer system, like a damaged pipe or blocked line, can develop into a major emergency in seconds with wastewater overflowing into our streets and our homes. Also, through the use of ARPA, the utility acquired 2 new combination vacuum jetting trucks. These powerful pieces of equipment handle an array of wastewater cleaning and maintenance activities. The truck's water jet can remove grease, grit, and other obstructions within the sewer lines and the catch basins. These vehicles are also used to aid in environmental cleanup, flooding emergencies, and in supporting excavation activities across our city. Cleaning the city's 6,000 catch basins is a critical piece of preventative maintenance. This is done regularly to keep the system flowing smoothly and reduce the risk of flooding. With our city's location on the Merrimack River, combined with unpredictable weather patterns, we want to be prepared for the flooding risks. The team at the wastewater utility also oversees the annual training on the Beaver Street stop log closure and maintains compliance with the Army Corps of Engineers. This procedure is part of a larger Lowell flood damage reduction system. This system is protecting over 400 businesses and residents in the Centerville neighborhood from inundation of floodwaters. The utility, along with the Lowell Fire Department, train on the flood wall every single year in case of an emergency. In the coming years, we are continuing to make improvements to both the sewer system and the Duck Island treatment facility that will promote flood resilience, water quality, and environmental stewardship. Over the past 20 years, sewer separation projects have been completed over 1,150 acres of land, including in the Highlands, the Sacred Heart, the Acre, and the Pawtuckaville neighborhood of Lowell. We are currently in the project design phase of a sewer separation project in Centerville. The past sewer separation projects have resulted in reduced flooding. This reduction of flooding serves as an additional quality of life improvement for many Lowell residents. The Centerville sewer separation project will involve the installation of over 6.5 miles of new drain line and the removal of a brook and 2 wetlands from the sewer system. Construction is scheduled to begin next summer. This construction will move the city away from a system that combines stormwater and sewer discharge. As a reminder, this system was designed over a century ago. This upgrade will improve drainage in the area and reduce the risk of untreated water flowing into our waterways. In addition to improving the collection system, we have exciting news for Duck Island. This summer, the plant is set to undergo a major $28 million upgrade. This project is all about improving efficiency and environmental responsibility. We will be replacing old equipment and implementing new process. The plant will be able to meet stricter discharge limits in the future. Our investment ensures that our sewer plant will have long-term functionality and it will contribute to a cleaner, more sustainable future for the city and the Merrimack River. There's always a lot happening with wastewater. And next, we'll sit down with the Lowell Regional Wastewater Utilities Executive Director, Aaron Fox. But first, let's take a look at Lowell Litter Krewe, a local nonprofit working to involve the community in caring for our community's natural beauty. Please stay tuned.
The Lowell Litter Krewe is a nonprofit based here in Lowell, and our mission is to create and support volunteer opportunities throughout the city. But we do a lot more than just pick up trash. We beautify parks, we clean the canalways, we work with other organizations throughout the city.
We're just kicking off our 4th season. Over the past 3 years, our volunteers have donated over 12,000 hours of their time toward the beautification of our home. During that time, we've participated in over 200 events where we've picked up over 250,000 pounds of trash from the streets, canals, waterways, and parks of our city. From mid-March to Thanksgiving, we're out in our streets every Saturday morning, and we'd love for you to join us.
A double street program is created to allow volunteers that want to do more things on their own time during the winter time when we can't come out to the cleanup events. So we have residents sign up and we provide the tools. We give them a bucket and a picker for them to use at their own time when they go out and walk on the street. So it's simple but a powerful way for them to keep the city clean.
Operation Rosebud is a program that we work with the mayor's office and the Lowell Senior Center, and the program matches up a volunteer with an elderly or disabled person in the city. When there is plowable snow, the volunteer will go to the person's house and shovel the sidewalk and a path from the door to the sidewalk so that the person doesn't get fined, and so that if emergency personnel needs to get to the house, they're able to. We started this in 2021, and we provide a shovel and a bucket for sand or salt if needed. We call ourselves a trash family. Friendships have been created. There's such a sense of ownership of the community. It can be dirty, it can be kind of gross, but I always feel so good after a cleanup. It's a feeling I can't even really explain. I just love it.
We like to say, tomorrow there'll be more of us. So if you want to join us for a cleanup event, adopt a street, or volunteer to help a neighbor, your involvement makes a difference. If you'd like to join us, visit our website, lowelllitterkrewe.org. Find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to Lowell Current. I'm your host, Tom Golden, City Manager of Lowell. Today, we're going to be talking more about wastewater. And I'd like to introduce you to Aaron Fox, our Executive Director of Wastewater. Aaron, how are you doing?
Good.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm the Executive Director of the Wastewater Utility. I started this role in 2023 in August, but I've been with the utility since 2000. And And so over those 2 decades, I've worked in different positions and across the various divisions within the utility.
So what does, I mean, every day, since you've been here for some time, a couple of decades now, right? What does the executive director do over at Wastewater? What's a typical day look like?
So the director over at Wastewater, like especially in a city like Lowell, is responsible for the entire wastewater system of the city, right? So this is to make sure sewage gets back from the residents and the commercial businesses, and it's collected and then treated at the treatment facility. Making sure we're within permit compliance for the EPA and the Mass DEP, and also making sure that the utility runs in a cost-effective and sustainable manner.
When you're thinking about this day in and day out, what is the biggest challenge, or one of the biggest challenges that you see happening throughout wastewater?
I think for like the wastewater in general, especially here in New England, it's meeting permit and meeting compliance, very strict regulations. And as it relates to Lowell specifically, it's meeting the requirements of the recently signed consent decree from the EPA. And so this is an agreement with the city that obligates the city to do certain projects and programs. It's going to take a lot of resources and a lot of financial commitment from the city. It includes things like sewer separation, stormwater management program, and also an enhancement to our collection systems and our maintenance and how we go about that work.
And we've been doing this right along with this. So very briefly, the CSOs, the combined sewer overflows, what is that challenge? What exactly does that mean?
So a CSO is when it rains a lot within the city, and the treatment facility and the collection system can't handle all that rain and sewage at the same time. And so that actually gets diverted directly to the Merrimack River. And so our goal, and what the goal of the consent decree is, to take and stop those CSOs from taking place. And the way we do that is installing a drain line throughout the city, and that drain line then takes the stormwater out of the sewer and brings it directly to the river.
It brings it directly to the river, where it would probably get to anyhow.
Yes.
But because we have this combined system, which is obviously not good overall,
Right.
That's going to be something that of a challenge. Now, we were talking about the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency.
Yep.
There's a consent decree with the City of Lowell, which is a nicer way of saying there's a mandate, correct?
Correct.
On us
Obligations and a mandate, yep.
Obligation for us to do this. This obligation primarily with the consent decree is going to take place in Centerville?
The first sewer separation project that we'll do will be in Centerville. Construction slated to start in 2025. It's going to be a massive public works project. It's over 400 acres. We're going to be installing drain throughout the neighborhood. And not only will it release CSOs, but I think an important part of the project is that we address street flooding and making sure that people's basements aren't filling with sewage, that the streets aren't filling with rainwater and sewage. So I think that is an important part also of the projects, and be one of the main focuses.
You know, going off topic just a tad from the CSOs, we've also, the City of Lowell, just moved forward, of course, with the help of you and your team. There were some other lower lying areas that received storage backup. And so we're just starting a process by which we can assist residents that were in those affected areas to make sure that they can get a new stopping system of some sort. You probably know better than I, but so we can install something to protect people's basements if anyone's been affected. So can you
So we have a new program that I'm very excited about. It's a sewer backup and prevention program. It's really a check valve reimbursement program. So if you have a residence in, you notice when it rains, if you have a toilet that backs up or a sink that backs up, a check valve may be a solution that you could install to prevent that from happening.
And most of those folks have already contacted the city. They know this full well that they've had
Yes.
these challenges and issues.
Yep, and so this is a reimbursement program. We'll provide up to $5,000 to install one of these check valves, and this could alleviate that backup into their homes during a storm situation. So if they reach out through the website or call the utility, we can go and start the eligibility process.
There are just some low-lying areas that had that challenge, so we want to make sure we reimburse those folks, help them to keep any of that from.
Yeah, it's very specific areas within the city. It's always within combined areas, because those are areas that also have stormwater entering the sewer. And then so when we know of these areas, so those areas are what we call pre-eligible.
Pre-eligible, and they've been leafleted or contacted to make sure that they know to apply for this, or is that something we'll be doing in the future?
So it's gone out on social media, it's on the website, and we'll be also doing door hangers and leaflets. Yep.
Excellent, excellent. When you think about what the neighborhoods can do or what the individual can do, being someplace, any place, Lowell, Massachusetts, if there was an ask that wastewater in the city would have, are there 3 things or 2 things that people could help us out on when it comes to catch basins or sewer lines? Obviously, they're not going to be going down the manhole cover or anything like that, but are there 3 things that you could think of, or a couple things you could think of, that residents here in the city of Lowell could help the city as a whole?
Yeah, so there's 2 things that really come to mind that could really help the utility, and those things are, like, with our catch basins, we have over 6,400 catch basins known within our system, and so we've spent a lot of extra effort in the last couple of years to make sure those get cleaned, and we've cleaned over 3,000 basins in the last 2 years.
And the catch basins, just to remind everybody, those are on the side of the road, not in the center of the road, correct?
Yep. So the catch basins are the structures on the side of the road. They have the square grates with the holes, and those will pull the rainwater off the street and bring it into the drain or sewer system.
So similar in the winter months, similar to how many of our residents are always helping the fire department out to make sure that those fire hydrants are clear. And of course, the professionals over at the fire department, they get out there themselves and clear it. But it's always helpful, I think, that when neighbors do this on behalf of the fire department. Is there anything that, during the winter months or in the summer months around that catch basin on the side of the road to clear it? Is it useful? Is it not useful to prevent flooding?
Yeah, so with all these basins out in the city, and as we work to clear them, sometimes they get covered with leaf debris, sometimes they get covered with snow. And it can really help the system if you're out in your lawn, if you're doing some work and you see there's some debris on the basin. If you just brush that debris off, that'll help that catch basin collect the stormwater that much better. And so also if you see a blocked basin or if someone sees something that's damaged, please call the utility and we'll make a point to get out there and clean or repair that basin promptly.
I know there's some of those catch basins that you folks, the troublemakers, if you would. They're at the bottom of a hill or at a lower lying point. And so typically we send out the backhoe truck to clean those basins out. Is that how that works?
Yeah, we send out a crew, so our vacuum truck goes out there and we try to preemptively clean these basins. So that way they're always working in optimal condition. If there's a snowbank on them, we go down there and clear them. If there's debris on top of them, there's just certain areas we know that will flood, and so we make it a point to get out there ahead of storms and ahead of events that are happening.
Excellent. So obviously, there's no way we could talk about all of wastewater in a matter of a few minutes here, but you've been doing this for a couple of years now. You had said probably close to 2 decades within wastewater. It's changed so much from the first day that you started, I assume, and today things are happening. Do you have any advice? So if somebody is thinking about getting into this and how to get into it, what to do, is it just on which side would you give some advice on? What would you do differently if you could today? I mean, being the executive director is a great step. You've pretty much gone throughout the entire system.
Right.
But just starting out, what type of advice would you give?
So I would suggest, if a young person's looking to get, or someone new looking to get into the field, is really embrace the challenge of it, and work to understand it. There is licenses you can get, become a certified operator, a certified treatment operator, pursue higher education. That'll help you get the technical skills to work, but also don't be afraid to get dirty, and don't be afraid to start as an operator, as a technician, to one of these lower positions. And really that's the fundamentals of
how the system works.
Of the industry, really. And how the system works. Right, exactly. And to learn that's critical. And so I think starting out like that, really, that's how I started out, and I think it makes a big difference.
Just for reference for folks, what is the normal sewer pipe size? When I say normal, what's an average size?
So in Lowell, they range anywhere from 10 feet in diameter down to 6 to 8 inches. So probably on average, say an 18, 24 inch. Sewer main would be the size of our mains, and as you get toward the treatment plant, they get bigger and bigger. Now, the drain line that'll be installed as
And
part
that's
of this
exactly
project.
what I want to do.
Yep.
What's the biggest part of this drain line that
So-
will be starting closer, I assume, to the river,
Yep.
right? And then going up the hill. And what is the largest part, which I think people will find interesting how big these pieces really are.
Right. So right now, we're in the conceptual design process, and we're looking at 2 to 3 outfalls from that neighborhood. So the outfall is the place where the drain water meets the river, and those are looking like to be around 6 feet by 5 foot box pipes. So you can imagine you could walk down.
You
one
can
of
walk
these.
down it, right?
Yep. That's the size. So you can imagine what it'll take to install these throughout a tight urban neighborhood.
Any idea, and I mean, this is always a tough one. When we start next year, is it a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year project? How long do you think this is really going to take?
So the project will take 2 phases.
okay.
So we're going to install the main pipe first, and then we'll move out into the neighborhood of smaller pipes. Say that will probably take 4 to 5 years.
And this is a street by street, really. We're really going street by street.
Correct. Yep.
Having worked here in the city of Lowell for as long as you have, what is the best thing you like about the city of Lowell? Downtown, in and around town, working here, or just relaxing and playing here?
I like the community. I like the events, the people. It's all great. There's a lot of things I really love about the city. It's going to those small family restaurants and having that dish you never had before, or going with my daughter down to the local donut shop, in the neighborhood.
I'm not going to make you say which one is your favorite, because
Yeah.
there's too many of them, and there'll probably be a lot of discussion on that. So
But my favorite thing about the whole city is actually the river. It's been a huge aspect of my life, and a huge aspect of my career, and it's the way it shaped the city. You see it everywhere you go. You see it in the mills along the river. You see it in the canals downtown, the open spaces along the river, the events that the city does and how it embraces the river, the Southeast Asian Water Festival. So to me, it's one of the reasons I really love working and living here in the city.
So, I mean, making sure that it's clean, or cleaner
Yes.
than, it's very clean today, but we want to make sure that it's as clean as possible. And you know something, Aaron,
Yep,
we
I'm sorry.
appreciate that very much. I mean, something that you've really been dedicated to the city of Lowell. And I just want to, on behalf of the residents, on behalf of the council, they love seeing you, you know that, because you always have good news as to what we're going to do next. This is a challenge, and I believe that this is a challenge that we together will tackle, and you're going to make it really happen. So the professionals over at the wastewater department, tip of the cap to all of you for the hard work that you do. So I want to say thank you very much for that. So
Thank you, and thank you for your support and the council support.
no, absolutely. So I want to say thank you all very much for joining us here at Lowell Current. My guest today was the Executive Director, Aaron Fox of Lowell Wastewater. We hit so many different communities throughout the area, the greater Lowell area. It's a very exciting conversation, and we encourage you to give Aaron a call at any time. And maybe at some point in time, we'll be reaching out for people to review what happens down there, to see if anyone's interested in learning more about this. Once again, thank you very much for joining us here at Lowell Current. Have a great day. Thank you.